Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Daily Dialogues. It is I, Hez, and that person over there is T.
Hello.
Hey, so happy August? It's a brand new month. It's a
Yeah,
brand new month, and
it
oh,
is.
let's hope that it's gonna be a good one. But
Yes.
today is going to be a very fun topic, as I'm sure and everybody who takes a dabble in the TTRPG space will relate in some cases. So I'm going to throw it ahead to T and see what we're going to be talking about.
What we're talking about today is something very interesting and something that catches my particular fancy. It's the imagination scape of D&D and other TTRPGs.
Ooh.
So mainly, we're going to be talking about the dichotomy between um, kind of using physical props like maps and minis and like dice is necessary, obviously, sadly, or not sadly. But like, yeah, anything to aid in the visual media, whatever the setting is, versus the theater of the mind experience where you
Mm-hmm.
only have your words, like
Yeah.
merely it's your words that are speaking, like
Mm.
that are setting the scene. So, with that being said, I think this is going to be rather an interesting topic, and one that I particularly and personally found myself going back and forth on. I'm
Mm.
not actually set on this quite yet,
Yeah.
although I do tend to veer to the side of theater of the mind.
Mm-hmm. I also, I mean, for me, I actually lean more on using props. I think like it is the reason why I got into D&D in the first place, or the world of TTRPGs, when I saw someone using a virtual tabletop to explain the scenery, and it feels like representing the characters as tokens and using and seeing that they are, how would I explain it, make it seem that they are in the world walking in and about. I try my best using props, but I do hear some arguments for using theater of the mind. Though I will
Yeah.
say, if you are using theater in the mind, I would say that you be ready to use very colorful language in order to paint your scenery.
Yes.
And
Be ready to be very, very proactive with your
mhm,
words.
yeah, so, while I usually use props, I do like while I lean towards using props, I do find recently actually cases where I actually combine both aspects of of
All right.
the the theater of the mind and the usage of props. I believe you yourself, T, has seen it firsthand. Usually, when I was using I believe it was during the time of Memories of the Past
Right.
campaign. I just use still images, and then if it do symbolize like the general vibe of the scene or where the current location you guys at, and then if you guys going much more specific, that's when I use theater of the mind to introduce characters. I found that the most flexible to me, though for but it's different for each DM. How would you say? How where would you land? You say you're leaning towards theater of the mind, no?
Yes. Yes, so I lean towards theater of the mind just because I am by nature quite the talker, quite the auditor, quite the yapper, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to flex my like not flex in the sense of like, oh, I'm flexing on all these people, but like
Mm-hmm.
flexing my creative muscles in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like speaking, and in terms of shining that part of like
Uh-huh.
D&D where I'm just like where I'm speaking for 3 hours straight essentially, or 3 to 5 hours straight, and I'm just like coordinating everything,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and and everything like visualizing, all the visualizing for the players has to be given by me, so that in their mind space they're able to visualize exactly as close to what I am visualizing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not something that I can sadly, maybe with Neuralink and Elon Musk's constant uh interference into the personal lives of others, I think we might be able to like, sure, we'll have the technology to project our thoughts and exactly what we're thinking into other people's brains,
Yeah.
but we don't have the technology right now, and it's definitely inaccessible and it's expensive. So, yeah, I can only use my words to explain what I'm thinking, and that is important
Yeah.
for me as someone who enjoys the art of storytelling, as someone who has kind of dabbled in the art and craft of it a little bit for my entire life. So yeah, I just prefer it. And also, speaking of like accessibility, it's just cheaper than having
Yeah. That's true.
billions of maps and
That's
like
very true.
painted minis.
That is very true. I usually use, when in doubt, I usually use Theater Mind when I'm doing in-person games because, as you said, it's
Yeah.
cheaper, and also I'm not. I never see the need of buying those. It would be cool to have, but I never see the need. I am really sufficed by using a roll of square maps, a grid map, sorry, and then draw it with with uh with markers and put some trash in there to symbolize just the terrain, right?
Yeah.
And
Good
yeah,
good shout. Yeah.
yeah. Also the I now that I'm a player, I'm now officially one of your players. It's really fun to see the way you describe things and your scenery, because there are times where I just leaning back and then you say the word, for example, elegant in grace or something along
Yeah.
those lines, or serendipitously, right?
Yeah.
Serendipitous, and I went, oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's actually that's actually
That
the
is,
word I'm
yeah.
looking for. It really
Serendipitous.
enhanced the experience, which you do really well at.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just Ken, guys. I'm just Ken.
Yeah.
Um no, but I think it's interesting. I mean, obviously, like it's also good to have maps and visual aids and props and
Mhm.
everything. But it's a very like it's a matter of accessibility on both ways, right?
Yeah.
So like in either, you're either winning something or losing something.
Yeah.
So for like, let's say for theater of the mind, you're losing the visual aid accessibility part of it, where
Mhm.
you are able to show people that may be hard of hearing,
Mhm.
or like they might be deaf, that like, oh, this is exactly the scenery, and you're able to point to it, and you're able to like exactly tell them what's going on if you don't know like the
Mhm.
SLs, like if you don't know ESL, BSL, whatever ASL,
Mhm.
um sign language, but basically you're able to point to the map and show exactly what you mean, or like show what you um, what's happening at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the other side of accessibility, well, and the off side of that is that it's fucking expensive to have maps. You
Oh.
can have other visual aids, but I feel like if you use those, I almost feel like you yourself don't feel completely sold about it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know. Like then I feel like there's a disconnect between the accessibility you're trying to create with the other person.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel as though, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel as though you are losing something on both ends. So with theater of the mind, you're losing out on the great, great pros of like, oh yeah, you're able to show what's happening. You're able to just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're able to just bring this impressive map down and lay it on the table and be like, yeah, this is exactly what it is. This is where we're fighting. Look how cool this is, and look at exactly what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
you have terrain circles, you have like
Mm-hmm.
effect circles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. You don't get that with theater of the mind, but with theater
Mm-hmm.
of the mind, you're able to, explain, which
Yeah.
helps people that are, that are not able to see as well or that are, blind. So
Yeah. Um.
there's that side of it too.
There is also a conversation. I believe it got brought up when Murph and Brendan Lee Mulligan from Dimension 20 had a conversation on actually theater mind and maps and how much they like maps. Um, so I believe they lean towards maps, but
Yeah.
Murph brought out a scenario where there was a drill engine
Mm.
that was a part of the map, and the players used that. Players, Emily thought
Yeah.
maybe it was Emily, maybe it was someone else, but I think it's Emily. Say, hey, can we use that drill to cause a cave in, right? And
Of course. Sounds like Emily.
Yeah, Murph said, I never expect that that drill to be used, but since now they brought it up and now part of the map, that makes sense if it's usable, right? I think that's also the case when that's also what Theory of the Mind will lose because if the players don't
Yeah.
ask, usually the players won't ask about the environment, so they think that it will be quite literally just a blank space, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
a void between just you and the players. I not the enemy versus the players, and there's no obstacle blocking that unless all of a sudden you said, "Oh, you're there's an obstacle right in front of you," which seem if you didn't properly lay out the scenery makes it seem like a cop out or makes it seem unfair.
Right. No, no, no. I agree. I mean, so this is really interesting, right? In the aspects of like this, oh, a blank space is there. There's just like art in it. So
Mm-hmm.
I do a little bit of art philosophy. I do a bit of art history for everyone in
Mm-hmm.
the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I do a bit of that, and I've written papers on it.
Oh.
And so for me, I've actually always argued that there should be more like there should be more like physical aesthetic aids in
Yes.
space, because if it's just a white blank room, you're not really getting the full experience of what a museum or an art gallery is supposed to convey, which is
Mm-hmm.
this excitement, at feeling, at like looking at art, at really conveying a story. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I think it's a bit hypocritical, but also quite interesting that I'm taking almost the opposite angle on D&D. But then I guess with D&D is that I don't really have that big a budget to,
Yeah.
make everything fit in. But
Yeah.
that's the great part of it, is that like sometimes in human experience you'll
Mm.
find yourself on both ends.
Yeah. And I isn't it telling a story through word of mouth a part of human history for a very long time? That's why
Oh,
we
of
have like
course, yeah.
folk stories being,
Yeah.
which is, I'll say, can be a little wonked out because it
Yeah.
will be received by the receiver will be just changing sometimes the story, and which I believe there's like a cool aspect about it that that mm, that now with the rise of Roll20, Foundry, um, Tales of Spires, and every single virtual tabletop now on the rise, uh, like may improves on it. Though there's certainly a time. There's also certainly like a need to dedicate yourself to learn the tools that at hand, which is one of the biggest downsides of using props, especially um, physical and virtual props. So you will
Right.
have to dedicate a certain amount of your prep time looking for the right one, which there's some tips and tricks you can do to curve the time down, but it will be much more long. It will overall it will take much more longer
Yeah.
to look for the ones that you want to use than to be just ready for the session, ready what the characters will be, what they look, your NPCs will be, what they look like, they stitch together the
Yeah.
story, etc., etc.
And on that note, and on the note of word of mouth being like one of the oldest ways to really convey history, I
Mm.
feel as though I would be remiss if I didn't mention that like the UN has an entire chapter that literally protects like intangible heritage, and that like
Really?
there are these like parts of these really important organizations and associations that really like are about protecting
Mm.
intangible heritage, and conserving them and curating them in whatever way they can, because intangible heritage is all about word of
Mm-hmm,
mouth.
mm-hmm.
It's all about how it's passed down from generation to generation, but it never
Yeah.
makes it to like museums because it just doesn't, because unfortunately these the recognition of this type of heritage is quite new still.
Yeah.
But like again, you make a very good point, is that like word of mouth is powerful and you need to like nurture it, and it needs to at least be additive to
Mm-hmm.
like um to uh your overall D&D experience
Mm-hmm.
in even if you're using maps, even if you're using minis,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't hurt to like
Mm-hmm.
explain like moves and
Yeah.
actions and
Yeah.
your enemies,
Yeah.
like what are they doing, what are
Yeah.
they saying, what
Well,
did they look like.
yeah, and that actually I'll actually want to bring up a conversation on how to improve those skills. I certainly found myself questioning myself on how to improve my skills as a storyteller when especially like this around this year where I'm actually trying to improve more than I was a couple of years ago, in story wise, and
Right.
I feel like after like scouring the internet, usually people would say by that consuming literature is usually
Yes.
a way to go to increase your vocabulary. Also,
Don't even need to read. You can just
watch to
watch
yeah,
shows, watch movies that are completely out
a
of
well
your like
written, like anything that
comfort
is well
zone.
written. I feel you'll be able to see how the story just naturally comes and goes, and you come to realize that the stories does not really come out forcefully. The stories usually sometimes just write on themselves. You'll just see the lines of plot appearing right before your eyes, and I see that sometimes happening with my RL table now.
Yeah.
While I do put bare bones, but bare bones on it, for example, like the end, middle, and end, the beginning, middle, and end, the the filler in between were filled by the players themselves, and from it, I saw that there is something going on, and they wrote um, the stories themselves, which is amazing. And I believe that leads to player enjoyment because they felt like
Yeah.
their actions are influencing the story in some capacity, which brings them a lot of joy.
It's a very interesting thing because it's like the thing that got me into D&D was literally like Matthew Mercer and Bradley Mulligan's incredibly specific, incredibly immersive
Mm-hmm.
descriptions of things, not their maps. Like their maps are cool and their
Mm-hmm.
production value is awesome. But I am so in awe of anyone who's able to use words so like calculatively
Mm-hmm.
to set the scene, to get
Yeah,
their players immersed. Like you can
really.
see on the faces of their players, like
Yeah.
it's so like from the first word they speak, they're into it. Like
Yeah.
I want to have that kind of
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Same
effect.
here. Though I feel that what makes the likes of Brennan, the likes of Matthew, and the likes of Abria is the body language. If you look their body language, their entire body is conveying what the words they're saying. It feels that what they're saying comes from the body, then the
Yeah.
meaning of it comes out. For example, I believe you know Calamity with Brennan's Demon. You see him. I forgot his name. It's been a while since I watched it.
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus, yeah. When he comes out, you see him being upright, graceful, and then when the notch has been turned to much more, um, I don't need your pity. You see him hunch over. You see his eyebrows like furrows. You see him staring intensely to Travis, sorry, not Travis, intensely to the paladin of the group,
Please. Yeah.
Luis, and you see that, and that there's not much being conveyed. They're um they're they're just saying at max a sentence or a word or two, but you can tell the story. That's what I like about the game as well, just the story portion. Though I will say the visual works as well. It aids a lot for a virtual
Yeah.
tabletop because I cannot for the life of me stare on a blank
Yes.
screen
Yeah.
for a long time. But
Sorry to make you stare at a blank screen
oh, no
with my
problem.
t-shirt.
Oh no, no, you're two shot. You know what I was doing? I was staring at the poster of the Bridgerton poster and the Pride and Prejudice poster. I was like, yeah,
Right. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
yeah. I
That'll
was
that'll give you.
I was staring on it. I was staring on that, and then I dissociate and see, and I now hear like the ballroom all of a sudden. I was like, ah,
But
yes,
that
and
brings us to audio aids.
oh,
How good
I
is the music
love
and
music.
in setting the ambience.
I love music.
Ambiance. How you
I
pronounce
think
that?
ambience really adds everything. It's
Yeah,
like,
like the environment.
yeah, you'll know that all of the um all of the games I always say, hey, I'm gonna add music because without it's not also for me. I use music to focus on what message I'm trying to say. If it's something serious, I'll play
Right.
something serious. If something's funny is going on, I'll play something funny. It alleviates the mood.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's also for the players. But the players can opt out of it. Obviously, they can if they
Really.
want to.
Yeah, yeah. They can totally be like, I'm done here. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I don't want. I don't
I
want the music.
don't want the music. All right,
Yeah.
can you turn it down a little so that I can
Mm.
actually hear what you're saying?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
For
yeah.
me,
I think,
yeah,
yeah, go for it. No, go for it.
yeah. I was just gonna wrap it up and saying, I. It's like a movie soundtrack, but for voice and telling a
Yes.
story. Like if you,
It's like
for
your own movie.
yeah, I think the most famous examples that I could provide is quite literally the flight test and how to train your dragon.
Yeah,
When
right.
Hiccup first fly Toothless, you making their first wing and they take their first flight together. The motif were there, and and there's already so much story being told by the music alone. The nervousness, the carefulness of the carefulness of making sure that the wing is right, and then the music just explodes of being free and instinctual because um, they're in a life and death scenario, and Toothless forgo
Yeah.
of looking at this paper and just let his body feel it. That's what I want when it comes to stories. Though the difference between that and D&D is that usually it's not gonna go according to the script. Sometimes the players will go, yeah, no, but yeah, no, I'm gonna bonk him right in the middle of a monologue.
Um,
So
yeah, and those people are, interesting and yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. They have their own play style that they need to play out. That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, yeah,
um, well, that pivots us into the bonus action rage section.
yeah. I mean, I will.
I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what's up? No, no, no,
Go ahead.
go, go
I
for
was
it.
just about to say that there are the moments where, hey, I'm like, now that the villain has revealed themselves, right?
Yeah,
That then as like they're doing the monologue, even without they without even you saying things like when they how to say sometimes the players will be impatient and just move their character tokens closer, right, preemptively, and without even me saying what are you doing, they just move closer, and that's hurt. Like that actually annoys me because hey, I'm talking
yeah,
here. Can you please chill the fuck out for a
yeah.
moment?
It's when they don't have the same level of commitment to like the pageantry of D&D, which I do think, there are certain pageantry
Yeah.
aspects to D&D that you just can't do without. Like
Mm.
if you
I,
are interrupting
yeah.
a DM just because like you want to have this cool moment of like I'm just gonna bonk him or whatever.
Yeah. I
I
don't.
feel as though
Yeah.
I I feel as though you can't really be mad that when the DM decides to play run the encounter as written rather than like
Mm-hmm.
adhering to the rule of cool. Because you know what? DMs have feelings too. So if you cut off in between, I feel as though the DM has a right to be a little bit more cruel in
Yeah.
combat. And then if you cry about it, guess what? You should have listened to my monologue. And if
Yeah.
you would have just given me a little bit of the reaction that I wanted, or if you just listened, you don't have
Mm.
to react in any sort of
I
way.
will. I will
I would have been
say.
fine.
Yeah. I will say usually that there are moments where I was considering, oh, when the players does that, it's like, oh, you're missing a chance to at least weaken him because there was a scene there was in the scene in the monologue where they're about there's some sort of hindrance happening, but now you disrupt it, you're gonna fight him full force, and now it's gonna
Yeah.
be a CR 35 Tarask spawning out of nowhere. Now you're fighting that as a level 5 hero, right?
And
So
that's crazy.
right, uh, but I don't want to quote by that. Yeah, but that's honestly what annoyed me. But it's been but once you once I said, hey, if once in session 0, you said, hey, if I'm talking, that means like if I'm doing like a grandivore voice and my language is very precise and very coherent, that means I'm setting the scene. During the time, especially when
Yeah.
someone's monologuing, during the time, please, just wait until I finish. You might not learn some lore aspects, and yeah, I'll let you know when you can act, but by me saying what do you want to do or what do you do.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my
Like
rage.
you'll get yeah, you'll get your reaction.
Yeah, not
Yep.
I mean not actually a rage, just a annoyance.
Yeah. Actually, I think we're both a little bit too like deflated today for rage.
Yeah,
Like we're
honestly,
like not violent today. We're just chill. We're on a chill vibe.
yeah.
But my rage for the
Mm.
week is the kind of not converse, but like the opposite end of this, which is when DMs just don't care about your very elaborate like move descriptions,
Yeah.
especially when you visualized how you want to play out your move. And then
Mm-hmm.
the DM's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, you do that. And then they cut you off in the middle.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah. Yeah.
particularly
Yeah.
happens with DMs who aren't as descriptive about their explanation and their storytelling. But that's what I feel as the, I feel as though that's bad
Mm-hmm.
as well. Like where if someone is being so enthusiastic about your game and giving you this like massive fucking rundown
Mm-hmm.
of like, not it's not even that, it's very big, it's just descriptive, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is a cool idea that I'm doing, and then you don't acknowledge it. I feel as though that's such a wasted opportunity to build that like bond
Mm-hmm.
with your player as a DM.
Yeah.
I find that rageful.
Yeah. That's for sure.
It's
Yeah.
like,
It
okay, you do
it
all
it
that
it,
next.
it
Like it's
feels it feels deflating. You're right. Where the DM will just you call this amazing scene. You set the tone. You set the magic starts to come into me, and then it force. And then the engine is you hear the engine
yeah.
coming inside from my character as the power that their power starts to grow and grow, and then the DM answers back, "Cool, okay, you do that." So sometimes I do that because my brain got fried. Maybe it was a very low combat, but usually I try my best to honor that by saying, "Yeah, you do that," and then all of a sudden you hear him scream. Maybe descriptive how they how they get defeated too is usually another one that is really fun to do, and in honor usually when it is also the time where the players thought something cool, and it impresses you so much that you just want to say, hey, how do you want to do this, right?
Yeah.
And
How do you want to do this?
yeah, there's always a coin by Matthew Mercer, which there's always some iteration of how they want to do this, so how they want to finish him off and such.
Yeah.
I'm
I
trying to
feel like
find
still
I'm trying to find my own version of that. Not gonna lie.
yeah, me too. Like I think,
Uh,
oh, what is it that you wish to do? Or like, oh, what's your plan? Something simple, something snappy,
yeah.
so that, it doesn't have to be your tagline. It's just
Mhm.
as long as it gets the ball rolling
Usually,
as it was.
usually I uh, usually what I'm trying to do now is that once you get to the once is a epic how to say, not an epic defeat but an epic, when you completely finish them off, right? The moment of I want
Encounter.
the moment of
Yeah.
when Matthew Mercer usually says, "How do you want to do this?" I usually replace it with an action of sorts of you pull back your weapon, and you could feel something in your mind. Uh, that's a words a whisper to yourself saying it's time to finish this. How do you want? It's time to finish
Yeah.
this. How would you proceed? Usually, it's
Right.
it's my
Yeah.
go to right now. No, I'm trying to like, getting to get that out over my
Yeah.
stuttering mouth. It's just
Yeah. No, and I always default to how do you want to do this because I watch so much Critical Role.
yeah.
So I'm trying to break the habit as well. It's crazy
Mm-hmm.
how much that man is like affecting my brain.
The the
Like
the
thanks,
Matt
Matthew Mercer.
the Matt Mercer effect is real to you. It's like well, literally.
It's real to me. Yeah, although my I don't think my DM style is quite the same because
Yeah.
my DMing style is very,
I,
at least I think it's very different from Matt
yeah. I mean
Mercer's.
the main the difference is the experience. That's for sure.
Yeah, like he's been doing it for
Yeah,
20
yeah,
years.
he's
I've
been
been
doing
doing
it
it
for a
for
long time.
I've been doing it for
3,
3, 4 years.
4 years.
It'll
Oh
be four
boy,
years
that'll
soon.
be 4 years too. No,
Yeah, that's crazy.
4 years and in a 4 year campaign and no end in sight. Feel like
Yeah.
I feel that I'm gonna be graduated from my college and then that game is still going on. I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
please.
honestly. It's crazy.
Oh my god. Eh. I don't want to. Yeah, go. I'll move on. Anyway, that was
Yeah, let's
fun.
move on.
Yeah,
Let's move
I
on.
mean,
And
I
yeah,
will
it was a
say,
fun
imagine.
chat.
Sorry, sorry. I just want to continue on the conversation of imagination is something that everybody really. Imagination is something really cool to have. Though
Yeah.
the one thing that I would say that makes it even more powerful is inspiration. The two eyes.
Yeah.
And that inspiration quite
Inspiration.
literally comes from consuming media and in the experience that you're feeling. Right? For example,
Right.
I am currently have a obsession and having a flash of inspiration in terms of murder
Ooh.
mysteries. Considering I have watched Longlegs last week, and that's been on my mind, trying to feel like, if I were a serial killer, how would I do it?
Right.
Um,
Right. No,
and
yeah. That's
and you know
yeah.
FBI. Hey, hello
You
FBI.
need Hi FBI. Don't take anything we say seriously.
Yeah,
This is all jokes. Haha, just a prank, bro.
yeah, and my search history being going wild. It's like,
Please.
right,
Let us go.
right. Um, though I feel like once you have those inspiration and latch onto it, usually it'll create something that you would be proud of.
Yeah.
And then your
Yeah.
players would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What is in your brain?" As Peachy would say.
Yeah. How are you suggest? How are you so fucking sadistic? And
I
like
would love to put your
something's
brain in a jar and just tinker with it.
yeah, I would love to do experiments on your brain. Yeah, yeah, you get
that's
that a lot if you're a
that's what
if you're a
Peachy. That was Peachy. That was so funny.
particularly fucked up DM.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it for my end. That was fun. Yeah, great topic. Great fucking topic.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me bring up our Reddit post.
Oh yeah, with that, let's go ahead and go through the Reddit. So, um,
This is your solo show. Go for it.
it is my solo show. Hello. If you've gotten this far, while T is getting that, consider hitting like and subscribe. We in in the YouTube channel, and if you're first time watcher, please consider following us here on Twitch. Usually we have D&D is a collection of I believe our podcast, our like daily dialogues podcast. Also, some games like Tamriel, which is being streamed sometimes Saturday. Who knows? But yeah, if you're also seeing this on YouTube, yeah, you consider subscribing there as well. As I said, we also have a lot of VODs. One of them, which is my personal favorite because I was part of it, is Devil's Creek. Fantastic show, and yeah, you should most definitely check it out. But yeah, while T is collecting the the reddited the postage. So those who have in the chat right now, if you have anything to ask to us, that would be cool. That would be cool. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, some of these are okay. What the hell? What the fuck was the first one? Okay, this one is really interesting. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Hello. Oh, I forgot to ask. I forgot to say. We also have a Discord, and you can get the link to the Discord by usually it's usually in the link of the description in the link tree, and in here in Twitch it's usually the um exclamation point Discord. And the bot will give you the link, a free link.
Sorry, 1 second.
No problem.
Sometimes it's hard to say. It's hard to realize if we've done one of these before because
I know, right?
some
It's
of
like,
these are so common.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think those three are enough. I already
yeah.
read. I already read the title on the first one. I think okay. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and transfer over to boop, and we're here. Wow. Whoa, transition. Alright,
Transition.
transition. Alright. Alright, on the first off, um, am I the asshole for wanting to play D&D online with headphones in? My 34 female partner, 34 male. Oh, my, okay. Of 15 years is blaming me for his ongoing depression because I play D&D online with headphones in. I've played D&D for years, one casual homebrew campaign and one recent Curse of Strahd campaign. My partner always
Wow.
said he wants lots of kids, and last year our first was born. I stopped playing until I wasn't breastfeeding anymore, then attempted to return the homebrew game Saturday and Saturday once sorry,
One
homebrew
Saturday
game
fortnight.
one Saturday a fortnight. Fortnight? Battle Pass.
Oh
Uh,
God.
while I was pregnant, he suddenly demanded to meet everyone I was playing with and see where we were playing. When I tried to return after giving birth, he resented me going to the game, would often try to delay me going, and would sometimes call and interrupt the game for minor issues. On the Saturdays I did not play, I was in charge of baby care in bed while he had drinks games with his friends. And that's just that he's a cunt. Sorry.
That's
That's
yeah.
stupid.
The,
That's a,
how
okay.
can you enjoy yourself with your wife? Anyway.
Yeah. The Strahd game started after baby was born and initially was played in our home, but became impossible for me to concentrate in the game with the baby around. So we moved to playing at a different house. It was still seem he was still seemed to me living on time and would call and interrupt the game, even if the baby was with a sitter. With COVID, I have been playing online in a different room with headphones in. Usually, I arrange for my grandparents to have a baby because otherwise, I'll still find myself interacting too much to focus on the game. Max of 5 hours. That's too much on the Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. 2 weeks
That's
ago,
a lot.
yeah, 2 weeks ago the game was cancelled, but the group still chatted. I had headphones, and my partner kept me trying to interrupt and ask me things, which splits my focus. So I was getting annoyed. Afterwards, we talked about it, and he said he doesn't like the headphones because it excludes him. It's making him
What?
chronically depressed, and there's no point in him getting therapy for the depression if I'm going to keep doing the thing that caused it, which is isolating myself and putting in headphones to play D&D. Sorry. Sorry. That okay.
Yeah. No, sorry.
That's some male math right there, but
Yeah, boy man.
that's some boy man right there, man. The following week I tried without headphones, but it is so hard for me to focus on the game, especially around him and the baby, that I was brought to tears and we only played for 2 hours, but he was still unhappy about it. He says I need to adjust my standards about how I play, but I want to be able to focus and immerse properly in the game. I already changed the hours that I play and try without headphones, but it doesn't work. At the same time, he's been increasingly concerned about IT security, so I currently can't use my laptop. He reset my iPad and phone multiple times and he wants me to get a new phone number. Oh, that's a red fucking flag. I'm sorry.
I think this man should be checked.
I've also at his request reduced my work hours so more available for baby, even though I have full time work and is technically unemployed by trading crypto.
Oh, nah, nah, nah,
Oh,
nah,
it's a
nah. That's
crypto
all I
bro.
needed to know.
I
That's
changed what
all
I
I needed
I
to know.
changed what I can change for him, but I don't want to give up D&D or play in a less engaging way because I enjoy it so much and lean on it for my mental health. I want him to get therapy, but have I been an asshole? No. That man
No.
is going through
No.
something and he needs fucking therapy.
And I think you need to take your children and run because if he's at the point where he's like, oh, I need to reset the iPad, I need you to get a new phone number, and I want this many kids, like, excuse me. First of all, I think my first red flag with him was like, oh, I want this many kids.
Yeah.
Like, I want so many. Whereas I almost feel like any respectful man would just be like, "Oh yes, I want children," but then let's have a
Yeah.
conversation about how many
Yeah.
we want. You
Yeah.
know, and let's agree upon a number that's satisfactory to both of us and see
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
that's it.
Right?
It's interesting that he said, "Oh, I want so many children," and also, by the way, I need you to get a new phone number. And also, by the way, you putting headphones in, it's fucking giving me
And,
depression.
and also
Um,
and also the fact that on the Saturday, like the Saturdays they played, he's being a bitch about it, saying, "Hey, you should focus on the baby and what you're doing, right?" And then on the Saturdays that they're not playing D&D, he's having fun on his own. That's not normal.
yeah.
Like, it's the relation. This
What
man thinks,
she's playing,
yeah,
she's playing for maybe 4 hours every other week on
yeah,
one night. Like,
yeah. That's honestly healthy.
eh,
That's
yeah,
normal.
like,
It is their it's for their mental health. No, I think that you could give
yeah.
if you love your wife, your partner enough, you would give that much space to them because they need it, and you should be with them.
Hey,
It
you know what
honestly,
has happened? You know what has
what,
happened?
what?
This man thought, thought that, I'm just going to want this many kids and I'm just going to tell her and she's going to take care of all the children and I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I
Yeah.
want. I'm going to live my life how I want.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs to take care of the children because she is a woman.
Mm-hmm. And that personality maybe it was subtle before, right?
Yeah.
But now because of COVID, it had exemplify.
Not even because of COVID. It's just how abusers
Mm,
are. It's just how
gotcha.
misogynists are. Like at
Gotcha.
first they've gotten really good at like sneaking these kinds of like thoughts in because now women are more emancipated, they're more independent. They're
Mm-hmm.
like they have their own money, they're able
Mm-hmm.
to earn their own money, they're able to own an estate, own property. So, I mean, let's
Mm-hmm.
not kid ourselves. It was not even 100 years ago that we had the right to vote and have a credit card and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
A bunch of these men are just products of like that patriarchy still lingering.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel now they've gotten very good at sneaking these kinds of traits so that women will just supplicate themselves and be
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what? I don't want to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, women being alone in society is viewed as a bad thing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you're not married, then you're in driftwood.
Yeah.
Who cares? Just die anyway.
Also, biggest red flag right here.
Yeah,
Trading
dude, you're trading
crypto.
crypto.
That's the
Like,
biggest
and
red fucking flag.
you're telling her to reduce her working hours?
He is unemployed.
Like how do you think she's gonna
Man,
finance the
man,
so many kids that you want,
man,
brother? Like,
he is he doesn't want to be a male wife. You know?
nope.
He
And
doesn't
what
want.
did we say in the past podcast?
We need
Male
more.
wives are, yeah, we need more male wives.
Yeah.
Like that's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
That's what the people
Because
want.
they're hot. That's why.
But also, math does not math.
Yeah.
He wants so many children, but he also doesn't want to work, but he also doesn't want her to work.
I feel like he's one of those like like super old school, like one of those like red pill people
Yeah.
being like
Yeah, but then where is the money coming from to finance your 50,000 children?
fucking crypto fucking bit. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, it's 3 years ago.
100% the trading crypto thing is happening. Like,
Yeah.
he's making a loss on that.
Okay. So, OP has offered following explanation on why they think they might be an asshole. He says, I'm causing his depression by excluding him from my D&D games. I'm annoyed when he interrupts them, but I don't want to change how I play. Yeah, that makes sense. That's your time. That's
Yep.
That's 5 hours out of like if we're just counting Curse of Strahd, right? That's 5 hours in your week, in every 2 weeks.
Right.
That's normal. No, you're not the asshole. Let's see what the comments say. Girl, smiley starfish. Girl, what the fuck? Not the answer. There's nothing wrong with having a hobby and socializing with your friends. Facts. It's especially important now that you have a child that you take some time for yourself. Facts. Since he's unemployed, he has plenty of time to look after his own child. I would love to have this bolted right here. Super facts. He needs therapy, although maybe you would benefit from couples therapy too. That could be a good shout. This is not healthy relationship behavior. It looks like he's trying to cut you off from your friends. I don't want to do this, but red flags. Yeah, that's it.
I do want to do this, waving all of the red flags.
Like this is like such manipulating tactics. I felt it could be like he's hiding something in his closet.
Yeah.
Like there's some skeletons in his closet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Jacano 5 said, your husband needs therapy. These requests are unreasonable. He gets to have private time with his friends, but you don't. He's refusing therapy because he doesn't want his therapist to help him actually deal with his attachment issues. He'd rather you just appease him. On top of that, he's being very controlling with your technology. That's a massive red flag. Either he's up to something illegal, or he's installing spyware to track you and listening in, or he's just extremely paranoid with high anxiety, which he needs help for, or he's cheating.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say too. Like this man sounds like he's gonna cheat, or he is cheating currently.
He got a mistress. I don't want to say
something on the side.
Yeah, I don't want to say these are abusive red flags, but he is being controlling, especially about electronics, and he's isolating you from friends. I'd start locking the door in addition to putting in headphones and offer to stop locking it if he gets therapy. I don't think that will help. I feel like
he's gonna break down the door.
I think this will escalate the situation.
I think that
Not
will
the
put
asshole.
her in direct danger
Yeah.
of more harm. He
Yeah.
might actually start getting physically violent if he isn't already.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. For sure. That. Yeah. Those are the top ones. So I'll say they're not the asshole. No, they're
Yeah.
not.
So for the record, this is definitely abuser behavior.
This is
Don't
red flags. Yeah.
don't be afraid to call it out. Just
Mm,
say it as it is. No
yeah.
normal
Yeah.
person does all of these.
It's a rather interesting situation. I'll say is that
Yeah.
it's like
But also sadly not uncommon with
sadly. All right. Anyway,
husbands.
not consensus. Not the asshole.
No,
Gong.
chime.
Chime. Oh yeah, chime. All right.
Gong is for
Okay.
the assholes. The chime is for the not the assholes.
Yeah. For sure. Okay.
Oh
Am I
god.
the asshole for rolling well in my D&D group? No. That's just luck, and unless you're doing some underhanded shit. But usually, if you're just rolling well, yeah. So I wonder why he has an
Hello,
asshole
JB.
asshole tag. Anyway, it's known thing in my D&D group that I roll really, really well. I have a 10 Tabaxi rogue that I've been playing for 2 years now and built her to be super optimized for what I like to do. That being said, I have proficiency slash expertise in many skills I use frequently, giving a +6 or more most of the time. I got a message from my DM saying that other players were concerned I was fudging rolls, and he said it. He said it very tactfully, no hate to him. Explained that I get how it looks from not being able to see my stat sheet and how well I roll. To put it to the test, I've been rolling all my dice, and today all the dice my significant other have 115. Oh my god! To see what my
It's a lot
percentage
of
are.
dice.
Yeah, they're Laura Bailey levels of dice hogging. um, 60 to 80% of my rolls end up being half or better when paired with my stats that equals a lot of big numbers. While I understand what it looks like, I'm very annoyed that this player didn't come to me to be directly and wanted to go through our DM. Honestly, you don't be annoyed by that. That's just, at least it's through the
Yeah.
DM, right? Maybe they're not comfortable
Yeah.
talking to you, so it should be good DM because they
Yeah.
have a person with
Maybe.
authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like DMs at the midway point.
Yeah.
So that people don't have to talk.
Don't.
To
This
each
is
other,
very.
like,
This
directly.
is sheds a bad light if you don't understand that. We all went to college
Yeah.
together and great friends, so it feels like a little stab in the back that they felt like they couldn't come with it. As a little
Yeah.
angry response, I want to share a photo of 150 dice I rolled to provide on cheat. Would that make me an asshole? Okay, there's some edits.
It makes you an asshole.
No, I
But
don't.
did you actually roll proper dice and did you
Yeah, that's the
actually get
thing.
that high roll?
Yeah, right. This.
Because
Go ahead.
like we won't know from the picture if you re-roll some of them to like
Mhm.
get new like rolls, get like better rolls. That's crazy. Like that does not prove anything. But I don't know. Maybe you're touched by Midas or something. Maybe
Yeah,
you're
that's the
God.
thing,
I
right?
don't know.
But the thing is, this is such a he said she said type of, or he said she said type of situation,
Yeah.
right? Like you said that I roll 60 to 80%. We don't know that. We're just readers on the internet, right?
You know that? Yeah.
And I feel like there's like a middle ground here. Like for example, maybe they're playing online, right? Or ask them to, hey, can you at least like maybe turn on your camera when you roll so we could see, or can you roll in a digital dice so we could see, right? I think that could be a middle. It could be annoying, but you have to understand if they feel unfair in a game that's supposed to be, having fun. So at least you can be accommodating to it for a bit.
Yeah, I think
Or you could do a, okay. Sorry, do you know the person T? Do you know the person who has severely um bad luck.
No, as I do not. Who is
No,
this
in
person?
Critical Role. If they were in Critical Role.
Marisha.
Not
Marisha would
Marisha.
roll.
It was a guest star who is like
Oh, Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton, who is like known
Yeah.
that he rolls so fucking low that Matthew Mercer
Will
would be like, I
Wheaton.
don't know what the fuck his ancestor did and what curse he did, but I don't want to sit near him at all costs.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
then on the
Yeah,
other hand, there was Emily Axford who came out as a guest character, and she
yeah,
rolled so many natural 20s. She set a record.
yeah. Really, that's crazy. Will Wheaton, yes, JV. Um, Yeah, so there from one of the videos and comments that talk about the Will Wheating dice, they said that they put the dice in a Tupperware, right?
Uh-huh.
And and when they need to roll something, they just yank it a bit and roll on it, and then um roll on it, and then just put it down, look for the dice that you're rolling for, and see what you get. Usually,
Right.
and
You know,
that could be
no, go
used
ahead.
to remove the Midas touch a bit.
Maybe, yeah. That's a good way to offset luck. I
Yeah,
mean, whatever, bad or good.
bad or good. Yeah,
Also, side note, Tupperwares, great dice trays.
really. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, yeah, that's a
great
hack.
makeshift dice
Yeah,
trays.
yeah, that's for sure. I agree
Should
to
get
that.
you a Tupperware, guys.
A Tupperware would be great. But yeah, I don't really think they're in an asshole so far. Though
Oh, like is
it's
it
just
is a
luck.
bit yeah.
It's just luck.
Although I don't know, the way they type makes me
Mhm. It's very
like
one sided,
they
that's for sure.
aren't telling the truth fully. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There's some edits. Edit. I do not use weighted dice or any kind of rolling pattern. Someone else in the group brought me the set of dice I use most from a seller online. I'm seeing a lot of suggestions to let everyone see my rolls. One, we play online because we are divided by states. Okay.
Okay.
Why is
Cool.
that why did you point that out like that's a bad thing? Why you sorry. That hurts my brain.
We are
Like
divided by states. Why
wait,
did you just say we stay in different places?
yeah, no, also
We
that
play on-
he typed this out like saying that this is the reason why he cannot let everyone
Yeah.
see your rolls. Like, huh?
Can
Two.
just video yourself rolling or
Yeah.
just do it on camera. I don't know.
Yeah. We always show our faces or have a map or something as the main screen, so I'm not buying a second camera to able to project my rolls to everyone. My boyfriend is there when I play and he can vouch for me.
Right.
You can tilt your camera?
Yeah, and he's biased. Like,
Yeah. I'm also
hopefully your
seeing
boyfriend loves you and
yeah.
he's biased towards you.
Yeah. I'm also seeing a lot of people saying I should do whatever they ask. They didn't give me any suggestion because my DMD believes me and I acting on someone else's behalf. The photo was a bad idea, but I'm not sure what else to do. Like accommodate them? I don't know. Point the camera. Anyway. I also don't tend to use many other skills that I'm not proficient or have expertise in, not because I'm trying to be OP, but because I have a lot of them. Like 12 from my background, class level, and downtime. You know, this is why I don't like D&D much because you can get this much proficiency.
Yeah.
Right? I don't like that.
Listen,
I don't really enjoy that. Anyway, it makes sense that
we're
my
a D&D
character
podcast. What do you mean you don't love D&D?
uh, it makes
It's just
sense
a
that
fraud.
I'm a fraud, bro. Kill me. And it makes sense that my character wouldn't use the other ones. She's dumb and grew up on the streets, so she's not gonna be the one to make our counter checks. Okay?
She can be curious and still make them and still
Yeah.
fail. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Because we're
it
level
feels like you
10.
just want to succeed.
Yeah. My doesn't like to fail. Anyway, my expertise
Yeah.
skills are 9 or 10, which can make bad rolls mediocre, and other skills are +5 or +6, which can make mediocre rolls good. The dice rolling was something I started for fun, just to see if probability rings true, and it doesn't because it's all chances. The 150 dice I rolled are now my own, and I've rolled multiple times for the same result. 10 to 20. Okay, I don't want the math anymore. My boyfriend suggested
Yeah.
sending the photo after watching me roll every single one of them. Huh?
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, goodbye to your storage space, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
my DM has also the rule that most of the time you can't roll lower than your passive perception wisdom on perception checks. Mine is at 19
Okay.
thanks to observant feat, so I cannot get lower than 19. Um,
Okay. I mean, that is true anyway, no? But no, it depends on your role. Yeah, it depends on your role. And it's highly situational.
yeah. So
Like
I
the
will
role
debate.
is for
I'll debate that passive perception is just you're not paying attention.
like you're
Like
distracted
spider
by
sense. Like
something.
spider sense. I
Yeah.
count this as spider sense, right?
Yeah.
And it being lower than 19, and it being like, hey, if you get a 19 passive perception, that means you can roll lower than a 19. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
that's me
that's
though.
their rule,
That's their
but
rules.
yeah.
It's their table. So I personally don't do
Yeah.
that. The funny thing is, the girl who I think posted the complaint has a copy of my sheet. Is from level 8, so not completely updated. But I don't think any of my stats have changed other than hit points and damage dice because I got flaming short swords from defeating someone. And for everyone saying that's not how statistic works, or I didn't have a big enough sample size, I rolled. That's a lot of math. And
1,252 dice in total from a few different
if you flip a
groupings.
coin
Mine,
or 100 coins, it never seems to equal 50% heads. Actually, um, actually, that's because it's a small sample size. The larger the sample size, you will soon realize that it's gonna be close to 50%.
yeah.
Closer to that's how statistics works. Strange how statistics don't actually work in real life. It somewhat does.
But it totally does.
Yeah, the
Excuse
funny thing
me.
that you're using statistics to prove your point, and you saying that is,
Yeah, and
interesting.
that it doesn't work in real life. Okay, we found the tautology in your
Yeah. Now at
fucking
this point, I
argument.
feel like he's being an asshole for it. Like, come on. I'm sorry. The way he
They
write
are.
it down makes it seem like, okay, they're smirking while they're writing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strange how probability and statistic doesn't work in actual real life.
Yeah, here. Jimmy legs 50. You roll really well. Sorry, that's not how probability works. You're not magic. You're not gifted by the gods with the power of lucky rolls. I mean, Emily,
Sometimes, yes.
the dice don't know who you are, and they don't give you boosted numbers because you're special. Anyone rolling a fair d20 will have an equal chance on rolling the numbers 1 to 20 every time. There will be stretches where the results are unusually high or unusually low, but given a long enough time frame enough roll, it'll all even out. Yeah, that's how statistics works. I learned that from my statistics class. If
Yeah.
I was DMing and the one who's constantly rolling better than everyone else session after session, I would think they're cheating too. I'm just lucky is bullshit. Share your stats with the DM, roll in front of everyone, and if the DM asks you to change dice or whatever, do it. Go out of your way to make sure everyone is comfortable and you're not cheating. Having a suspected cheater in the group is toxic and anti-fun. YTA for thinking the laws of
Yeah.
probability don't apply to you. Oh my god, oh my god, Toby was this. Toby was like this too. Ah,
Oh God, Toby.
sorry. That was my rage. That was my rage. There it is. That was my rage. Hello, Shadow. Welcome in. Edit. If I misread your post and you're somehow rolling the dice in a specific way to boost your numbers, that's cheating. Maybe you're using spin down d20s like Magic the Gathering uses for life totals, and you roll them in a special way that makes it more likely you'll get high numbers. If you so, stop now and start rolling regular dice the proper way. Don't be an ass at. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a fucking asshole.
Also, hydrate. Someone redeem a hydrate.
Hydrate.
Give me hydrate real quick. Hello, Shadow. It's really nice to meet you.
Welcome to the first time chatter.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. How about you, T? How are you?
Yeah. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's coming up. All right. Yeah. Hope you're having a lovely day, Shadow.
Yeah. Why WBTA? What?
Would be the asshole.
What the fuck?
You want to be the asshole? I don't
You would be the asshole. This ancient language is not helping me, bro. Okay. Dude,
that's crazy.
Why? It's completely unnecessary. And your picture of you rolling all those dice isn't going to have intended effect. You think it will? Yes, I fucking agree.
Yeah.
Well, what ill signal is that you're petty and won't listen to concerns. Rolling in the open from now on, you can't do anything about the character sheet now. But from the one roll where others can see you. If you're playing online, have the camera angled at your dice. You don't need a second camera. You don't need to go to Best Buy or anything electronic store just to get another camera. You can just tilt the camera down, or bring out your and bring up the your dice tray, right, and roll towards the camera and roll from there, right? That will work. Your suggested action of taking a picture of all the dice you've rolled, which is, by the way, a picture would not prove you rolled the dice and could easily be poked at you, possibly purposefully setting the dice up, is just antagonistic. Nothing to gain there other than harming a relationship. By the way, it is the appropriate act if someone is concerned of fudging the rolls to tell the DM. The other players went about this the correct way. You're just salty the people don't believe you. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. At the beginning, I was in the middle, right? You're probably right the asshole, right? But now you're just straight up an asshole who is very fucking petty.
I feel as though like this is I mean, I feel like they're just the asshole because they ended up being kind of antagonistic to the people. Like that comment was right. It was like oh, I'm very annoyed that she didn't come to me, straight up, and like she has the not updated information. She has like really bad character. And then I'm like, all right, but then you're still rolling really fucking well. So that is still a concern for certain other players who are playing in the spirit of fairness, which they think you aren't. So
also, I think this ruling doesn't fucking help with that. You can roll lower than your passive perception when doing perception checks.
Yeah. Also, you can totally just be like, "Hey guys, just to prove that I am rolling well, can we just, I'm just gonna put my camera down to my dice tray, so you're not gonna see me for a while. Just do that. Just do that. It's that easy. I'm sure they would understand. I feel like
it's like they're the type of person who doesn't want to accommodate, which is shit.
It's for 15 fucking minutes.
I know, right?
Like we can do that much.
I know, right? It's like based on the way they type, it doesn't feel like they're the ones who like to accommodate.
Italic rain, why?
Right. Okay. I think we're in we're consensus once again, as always, because we're the same person.
We really are. Two halves.
Yeah.
Of one person.
Yeah. This person
together we make one podcaster.
Exactly. This person is a asshole. Gong.
Gong.
Don't worry, I will get the sound effects going soon enough.
I think it's funnier if we sound it out.
It sounded out together, right? Sure.
Gong.
Gong. All right. Oh, 4 months ago. Okay. Am I the asshole? This is gonna be the last one for today. Am I the asshole for playing D&D when I have 2 kids? Ooh. I,
I
25,
think it might be a repeat story. I don't know.
might
But
be.
yeah. There's a few of these in the Reddit though, so I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me actually see. Oh yeah, I think we already got to this. Yeah, the day she asked me if I could quit D&D, she said if she had begun recent games as it takes me away from the hours, right? She's a stay-at-home mom. I've been recently working at 6 days. Yeah, yeah. Now at this point, 99% of the time that I don't attend yes is because I want to stay home and help her with the kids, right? However, the is and I believe one of them being like one of them. I think our consensus here is that they're not the asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy who's
this guy was just being nice. Yeah.
yeah, this
Like
guy
he
was
was
the one
being
who's really
mostly
nice to their like wife, and they don't know what to do because their love
like
of D&D.
it's a salvageable situation.
It's a
yeah.
salvageable situation. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, then we don't have to do that. We can look
Yeah.
at the D&D subreddit to see if there's any other hot takes we disagree with.
Oh yeah, D&D r/D&D. All right, sure.
Yeah. That's
what? Oh, right off the bat. Okay. How do I tell my players that his HP is unrealistic? I have 3 players, 1 rangers, 2 paladins, all level 5. I recently analyzed all of the players' profiles and discovered something about their HP. One of the paladins is +1 con, have maximum health of 54, and the ranger a +2 con was 56. I started to spec them and saw that the other paladin's +2 con was 46. The other paladin always uses average health increases 6 plus con and rolled the dice only once to increase his health. Regarding the other two who had very high health, I never had visual confirmation of their health increase. They simply rolled the dice while I checked their notes and told me the result, and they simply added it to the profile without telling me. The chances of you being able to increase 43 maximum life with 44 plus 4, okay, Matt. Okay,
40,
and the chance of
10
increasing
plus 4.
Yeah, then the chance of increasing. And it's more Matt. Ranger with 56. Ranger having 56? Am I reading right?
What level is this? Level 5.
Yeah, I don't
okay.
level 5.
I know. That's
Hmm.
depends.
I mean, for me, if I were this, I would calculate the maximum and minimum and the average of the dice rolls. Like if you use average, right, you get this. If you roll really well, this is the maximum health you get, and if you really like poorly, this is the minimum health you get. And say, hey, yours should be around this area, right? Based on the calculation of my roll. If it's you don't have tough, so it would be impossible for you to exceed the maximum of the calculations, right? So usually that's how I would go around it. With 0.04%. Okay, and 4d20 plus 8 is 0.35%. Ranger with 56. Ranger has 56 HP. They would be rolling well in their dice. Damn.
Yeah, who are these people touched by fucking Midas? touched by Midas.
Like, that's fucking crazy. A Ranger has 56. Maybe they're playing close up Ranger. That's why.
Sure, yeah. Beefy Ranger.
Yeah.
Valor Ranger.
It might. I think he did that because he has the percentage. Okay, sure. Though I will still like, as long as for me, as long that it fits within the range of the maximum that you can get and the minimum you can get and the average.
Unless they have the tough feat.
But they don't have the tough feat. They don't.
Right. Okay.
So it seems for level 5, Ranger having 56, that seems like bullshit.
That
Right.
seems too much. Too
Right.
much.
So that
Yeah.
is very suspicious. So what is yeah, you ask them in non-accusatory fashion how their HP got high, yeah. Because that's unusual. They tell you how the how to how the do how the do HP on level up. When they inevitably tell you where they went wrong, you correct them and ask the HP back. Okay, actually, I'm now curious. We're gonna do some little bit of math now here.
Ah,
Sorry,
boo.
sorry.
We're in school, everybody.
We're in school. So
Ugh.
this is what I use when I uh calculating like dice rolls. Any dice that it
Right,
provides
right,
it
right, right, right.
really provides like really good. So let me gather information. So they are level 5, right?
Yeah.
And so let me. What are the Rangers class dice? Health die. Sorry, health die.
Right.
Ranger hit die is
It-
Rangers. If Roll20 can give me the hit points, please.
D10?
Roll20.
No.
Yeah, 10.
D8?
Yeah, 1d10.
A 10.
So it's gonna be 10 plus con, right? So their con is +2. So level 1 is gonna be 12. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, you don't. So I'm gonna change that real quick by moving my browser down. Oh, can I move my browser down? No. Yes, I can. I know it's tough to see, but can I see? Yeah, I can. There we go.
I
So
mean, with the millions of people playing these, but I haven't some school it's
yeah,
suspicious way.
yeah.
Uh,
12 plus
yeah.
12 because level 1 you get the maximum hit die plus your con.
Right.
And then you'll
Right.
get so 4d10 plus 8. Yeah, you calculate it.
Right.
So plus 4d10 plus 8. Let's calculate that. Summary. So the maximum will be 60.
All right.
Minimum will be
Which is
24. And the mean will be 42, which means they're within range.
okay.
I mean, that's fine. I don't see something wrong with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fine, I think.
Yeah, that's just fine.
Chance of you being able to increase 43 maximum life.
Now the Paladin's thing. Paladin has the same HP, no?
Yeah, but
You have a
I
plus
don't
1
know.
con.
Yeah.
It will be 11. And it should be the same, no? Yeah, 59. 59. And maximum 59, medium, mean of 41. That's just your special cases. It's somewhat realistic, but it can happen. Just like, what JV said.
+4 on the dice. Interesting. That's true. It's +4, not. No. This is for the ranger. So +8.
Oh, yeah, no shit. The Paladin has a +4, you're right.
Yeah.
Wait. +4, maximum of 55. And the minimum 19. Oh boy, they're like skiing like they're like 1 point away from maximum.
Yeah.
It does seem suspicious, that's for sure.
1,054. 55. Okay.
I
For
mean,
Paladin, is it really suspicious? It's like
well,
one of those things where
yeah,
supposed to,
you're right.
but I don't know.
Though
I'm
the
just playing
Ranger though,
devil's advocate.
+2 con, right? +2 con.
That's crazy.
Plus with the +2 con.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no.
With a
Right.
plus
Okay.
with a +8. with a 12 on level 1. Yeah, that I mean, it's within the realms of possibility. That's all I can say. Um, yeah, yeah. See, they. I mean, at most you can just ask them this. Maybe he forgot one of them is the dwarf subrace that gives +1 HP every level. Oh, that could be it. Too.
That could be too.
They didn't put the racing
Doesn't really give
precision.
us
Yeah.
species traits are species ability increases.
Mm-hmm.
We need that. That's I don't know. Should have put that.
Oh,
That was one of the posts. One of the posts was like, "My players are dumb." I don't know where that.
Where?
It's on the. It was on the side when we were reading the other one.
Oh, really? Maybe he's still
Yeah.
there while I'm.
Click on the thing. The post we just read. Ah, no, it's gone.
Oh, he's gone. What the? Okay.
Oh, my players are dumb.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
There it is. My players are dumb. 26 days ago. Okay. All right. I think this can be our last post for today.
Yeah.
In my latest D&D session, the mission was to locate and bring in a crime lord without killing him. However, my players decided to make it as complicated as possible. They always tend to do that, but okay. The warlock derailed the session multiple times. Sorry, not times. Times. Trying to prove there was a secret love affair between the mayor of the town and the crime lord. There wasn't.
Oh.
I think you should go with it. Not gonna lie. That sounds a fun fucking deal. I don't know. The jury decided to spend full 30 minutes in a restaurant eating food whilst the barbarian started to hug each person he saw, but insisting it should be a strength of contest to see if he crushes and hurts them, resulting in an arrest that the warlock had to talk them out of. The wizard kept trying to accuse everyone of being a crime lord for whatever reason.
Oh, Bob.
The ranger had been using a level 1 character sheet because she forgot to level up for the past 4 levels. And I was just so lucky that they never got it.
Something.
Oh my god. Oh. Goodbye, JP. Mid-battle, they decide because they had to turn him alive rather than using weaker attacks, trying to convince him to surrender or using non-lethal attacks.
Okay.
They thought it would be better to spend 5 rounds of combat just trying to pick him up and turn him in because he is very short, leading to a half of the
god.
Also, the warlock decided to cast Cloud of Daggers in an area where it would hit the monk and the bard, leading them to almost die instantly. And yes, I did say multiple times that it would affect them. They should have been a fight that lasted 4 turns at most. Instead, it lasted 9 because of their stupidity. I think they were just having fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
The next mission is very, very important. It could easily alter the world. And the rest of the campaign very drastically depending on their choices. I'm a little scared for them. I don't know why.
I'm a little scared for them.
I don't know why. I think this is so fucking funny for no fucking reason to me. I'm a little scared for them.
I'm a little scared.
I want to clarify.
It's okay. We've all been there.
I want to clarify that I'm not upset or complain. I actually find this really funny. The session was my favorite one in the campaign so far. But I am actually scared about the upcoming mission. I simply just wanted to share this with everyone else who could relate or find this one. Bro.
It's so relatable.
So fucking relatable. Also, this one. This is hilarious. Come on. Yeah. At some point, you need to be like, hey, I updated for you.
Yeah, at some point you just need to go, all right, I'll hold.
Also, this one, I feel like you should have added to this. This is such a good bit. But you know.
It's so funny.
I think it's so worth it when the warlock, like, there was like, the crime lord was like, my beloved one
Yeah.
the mayor, and then the warlock like pop
And you
off
know,
and
if
saying,
they're
"I was
lying,
right."
give them consequences.
Yeah, right. You're right. But for me, I'm more a yes and type of person. So I would
Oh, no,
definitely
this is still like giving them consequences is still a yes and like
really,
this is just like yeah, I think so because it's like
really.
okay, you're spreading rumors about a secret love affair.
Ah,
Here's your just desserts,
yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
like that shit catches on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Like
like,
it wouldn't be crazy consequences. It would just be like, oh, by the way, I heard.
yeah, 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 yeah. Though for me, I would like make this happen. I think it's a fantastic idea.
No,
And
yeah,
and the warlock,
obviously.
and you will see the warlock being like, I fucking knew it. It's so good,
Yeah.
so good. I think the wizard kept trying to accuse everyone being a crime lord for whatever reason. It's just
So funny.
they're like, you're suspicious and you're suspicious. Next time, try
That's
presenting
so
them with the
silly.
most confounding puzzle of all, an unlocked door,
Yeah. Oh God.
and tell them it doesn't open when they try to push it because it needs to be pulled.
Oh my God. I love DMs so much. I love DMs.
Oh my god, it's so new. Joke's on you. What the fuck? Okay, no. Okay, players have always been really
No.
itchy for their characters. Lol.
Yeah. Real.
How can my players be
real.
that? Well, me when I'm the DM. How can my players be that stupid? Me when I'm a player. So 1+1 = 5. Ah, that's funny. That's fucking hilarious. All right, I think that's the end of it. That was fun.
That is the end of it.
Oh my god, that was fun. That was fun. For real, for real. Alrighty then. So, with all of that, is there anything else you want to talk about to you before? I think that's enough. Then we can end it tonight here.
Yes. Yes. That was a fun though.
All right, for sure. Yeah. So, if you do, I mean, now that's done with. If you all enjoyed today's episode of Daily Dialogues, please consider hitting like and subscribe to the Daily Divinity D&D channel. Also, consider following us here in Twitch, where Daily Dialogues is on stream every Friday around 10 a.m. PST BTT time. And yeah, also we also have a Patreon. That will be somewhere in the description below of the video. Consider giving us support as we will there are going to be some exclusive content there. Maybe you'll be able to get raw vods as well, and also you'll be able to see some things that we've been working behind the scenes for a bit before the public knows of it as well. That will be fun, so consider supporting us there. So T, anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
For sure, for sure. All right, without any ado, we hope you enjoy today's episode, and as always, see you later.
Bye.